My beloved child, there is a loving power quietly standing on your side, supporting you and fighting for you in places your eyes cannot yet see. I, Archangel Michael, want you to engrave this truth deeply within your heart. You have never been left alone in the midst of those uncertain days. You may have often felt that you had to face everything by yourself. Wipe away your own tears, find your own way, and rise again when no one was close enough to understand what you were carrying. Yet even in the moments when you believed you had been forgotten, an unseen hand was still keeping you from falling too far. When you no longer had enough strength to see hope, the love of God still saw you. When you did not know which way to go, grace quietly placed firm ground beneath your feet so that you could continue. You passed through battles of which others saw only a very small part. They saw you continue working, smiling, and saying that everything would eventually be fine. But they did not know about the nights when you struggled with your own thoughts. They did not know how many times you sat silently in a quiet room, breathing deeply in an effort to keep sorrow from overflowing. There were burdens you could not express in words because even you did not fully understand why you had become so exhausted. You only knew that you had to keep going, because if you stopped, everything seemed as though it might collapse at once. I saw all of it. Not one of your sighs was overlooked. Not one tear fell without meaning. And not one time you chose to rise went unnoticed. A great trust is being placed in you, not because you are always strong or have never doubted, but because there is a quality within you that adversity could not remove. You can be wounded and still remain compassionate. You can be disappointed and still preserve kindness. You can become exhausted and still try not to hurt others because of what you are enduring. This is what makes you different. The world often places confidence only in those who appear flawless. But God looks beyond outward appearances. He knows the times when you trembled and still moved forward, the moments when you lacked confidence and still chose what was right. He does not place hope in you because you have never been weak, but because each time weakness came, you still allowed goodness to lead you back. You once wondered why you were still standing after everything that happened. Certain events should have caused you to close yourself completely. Some words cut so deeply that you believed you would never be able to trust again. Certain betrayals made you question your own worth and wonder whether you were truly deserving of love. Yet you are still here, not because you were never broken, but because whenever the pieces within you fell, a greater strength quietly gathered them again. Sometimes that support came through a person appearing at the right moment. Sometimes it came through a peaceful thought during a long night. At other times, it was simply the ability to awaken the following morning and complete one more small task. This is how grace protected you. It did not always remove the storm immediately, but it continually kept you from being swept away. I want you to understand that the battles taking place around you are not battles you must resolve alone. There are things you cannot control, thoughts within others that you cannot change, and situations that exhaust you more deeply the harder you try to hold them together. You became so accustomed to taking responsibility for everything that when someone became sad, you believed it was your fault. When a relationship broke down, you assumed you had not tried hard enough. When a plan failed, you immediately treated it as evidence that you were incapable. But, my beloved child, not every failure carries your name. Not every departure means that you are unworthy. Some things must end because they have completed their role, And certain people must leave so that you are no longer pulled back toward former versions of yourself. Allow me to fight for you by ceasing to argue with those who have already chosen to misunderstand you. Allow God to protect you by leaving places that continually wound your peace. Allow divine love to strengthen you by accepting rest when your body and mind are exhausted. You do not need to prove faithfulness by remaining where you are being drained. You do not need to rescue everyone in order to be considered kind. There are times when victory is not found in speaking one more word, but in choosing silence and walking away. There are times when strength does not mean enduring longer, but possessing enough courage to put down what no longer belongs to you. You also need to know that there are people who sincerely believe in you, even if they have not always expressed it. Someone sees your perseverance and quietly hopes that you will find the path you deserve. Someone was once strengthened by you during a small moment you have already forgotten. Yet for them, it became a reason to continue. Someone has observed the way you walk through difficulty and realized that they too could rise. You may not know their names, hear their gratitude, or recognize the influence you created, yet your sincere presence has never been meaningless. Sometimes you believe you have done nothing significant, while the way you live through adversity has already become a light for someone who has lost direction. Even so, I do not want you to depend completely upon anyone's recognition. The belief of others may encourage you, but you must learn to see yourself through the eyes of truth. You are not the sum of your rejections. You are not the cruel words others spoke when they did not understand you. You are not the mistakes you made before you possessed enough discernment. You are a person who is growing, learning, and still capable of building something new. Each day you choose greater honesty, calmness, and healthier love. You move farther away from former limitations. Do not wait until you are perfect before permitting yourself to move forward. Wholeness is formed along the road, not before you begin. During this season, your protection may appear through changes you do not immediately welcome. A person may gradually become distant. A plan you anticipated may be delayed. A door you believed was certain may suddenly close. Do not quickly conclude that something is working against you. Some doors close to protect you from entering an unsuitable room. Some delays give you additional time to prepare. Some people leave so that the atmosphere around you can become lighter. Observe the fruit that follows each change. If a loss causes pain, but gradually leads you back to peace, it may be deliverance disguised in a form you do not yet recognize. I know you still fear that one day everything will collapse again. Because you lived in a defensive state for so long, you find it difficult to trust peaceful days. When something good appears, you immediately wonder how long it will last. But, my beloved child, do not allow memories of former storms to steal your ability to receive today's clear sky. You do not need to be suspicious of every joy. You may permit yourself to laugh without fearing that sorrow will punish you. You may receive help without shame. You may build trust gradually while still preserving discernment. Peace is not a trap. It is the place where you are being restored after years filled with too much noise. Therefore, remember that your greatest battle now is not defeating another person or proving something to the world. It is learning not to return to the beliefs that once made you small. It is refusing the voice that says, you will always be alone, always live in lack, and always have to carry everything by yourself. I, Archangel Michael, stand beside you to remind you that you have been supported more than you realize. The love of God preserved you during the days when you could no longer hold yourself together. Grace covered you as you passed through unstable places. The trust placed in you has not changed. Even on days when you doubt yourself, continue walking, not by forcing yourself onward, but through the gentle certainty that you are not alone. A love is standing on your side. A presence is going ahead of you. And a strength is quietly opening the way so that you may enter the future with lighter shoulders, a more peaceful heart, and eyes no longer lowered because of what has passed. You have never missed the love meant for you, because what I am preparing is not determined by age. The years that have passed, or the moments when you believed your final opportunity had slipped away. There were times when you looked upon the journeys of others and quietly wondered why they had found where they belonged, while you continued passing through long periods of emptiness. You questioned whether you had waited too long, endured too much pain, or become too cautious to open your heart to genuine love. But, my beloved child, I have never worked according to the clock of impatience. I see what you cannot see, understand what you do not yet understand, and know precisely when your heart is steady enough to receive something that will not merely make you happy for a short time, but can remain, grow, and become a lasting part of your life. Waiting was not meaningless emptiness. During the years when nothing appeared to change, you were being taught many things necessary for the relationship moving toward you. You learned to recognize the difference between beautiful words and a consistent heart, between temporary attention and a presence that knows how to remain, between powerful emotion and responsible love. You once gave too much merely to keep someone who did not want to build with you. You once minimized your needs to avoid being called difficult, tolerated what hurt you because you feared beginning again, and remained silent when you should have spoken. Now you understand that a healthy relationship does not require you to lose your voice, dignity, or peace. These lessons did not come to make you cold. They have given you enough discernment to stop calling chaos passion and stop treating continual suffering as proof of loyalty. Nothing you endured has been forgotten. Every time you had to gather the broken pieces within taught you how to care for yourself more gently. Every separation helped you distinguish between what you wanted to preserve and what was truly worthy of remaining. Even the disappointments caused by others failing to respond to your sincerity expanded your understanding. I am not saying every pain needed to happen, but I can use even what you did not choose to create maturity that no one can take away. Now, you are no longer searching for someone merely to fill loneliness. You are becoming someone able to enter love with open hands that are not empty, able to give without abandoning yourself, and able to walk beside another person without making them the entire meaning of life. The love drawing near will not require you to live in endless uncertainty. You will not have to read every message repeatedly in order to determine whether you matter to them, nor continually wonder whether they will change their attitude tomorrow. What is genuine may still require time to develop, but clarity will be present within its foundation. This person will not merely say that they value you. The way they remain present will demonstrate it. They will listen without mocking your deepest emotions, respect your boundaries, and refuse to use silence as punishment when the two of you disagree. This relationship will not exhaust you through the continual need to save it. It will feel like cool water flowing into places that have been dry for a long time, helping you understand that love does not need to hurt in order to be deep. You will recognize the difference through a quiet peace arising within. It will not be excitement that removes your ability to think, nor an urgent feeling pressuring you to give everything immediately because you fear losing the opportunity. It will be the reassurance of someone who knows they are respected, heard, and permitted to move at a healthy pace. You may still tremble because the past taught you caution, but fear will no longer lead you. Beneath every question, a gentle steadiness will remind you that you do not need to fight in order to be chosen. Your heart will not have to create excuses for trusting them, because their consistency will gradually provide the answer. What is genuine will not require you to betray discernment. It will allow discernment and hope to exist together. When this story begins unfolding, it will touch more areas of your life than an ordinary romantic relationship. You will notice that you begin living more lightly, no longer carrying every responsibility as though you must hold everything together by yourself. Sincere companionship will create a safe place where both of you can speak about fears, dreams, and imperfections without fear of contempt. This person will not come to repair you as though you were something damaged, and you will not be assigned to rescue them. You will grow together, helping one another recognize what needs to change without using truth as a weapon. Some days, love will be expressed through very ordinary things: a timely question, patience during a difficult conversation, or a shared decision to protect what you are building. Those small things will create lasting beauty. People who have lost faith in love may begin to hope again when they see the way you treat one another. Not because your relationship will be perfect, but because it will demonstrate that two people can still love sincerely in a world that is often quick to replace others. They will see that differences do not necessarily lead to separation, that pain can be expressed without becoming an insult, and that commitment is not imprisonment when it is built upon willingness and respect. Your story does not need to be displayed publicly in order to become a testimony. The way you preserve faithfulness during ordinary days, strengthen one another when no one is watching, and choose restoration instead of easily walking away will reveal the value of what I have connected. However, do not hastily assume that every person who appears is the one meant for you. Longing can cause you to see signs in something that has not yet been proven. I want you to keep your heart open while your eyes remain clear. Observe how this person responds when you say no, when you need time, and when circumstances do not unfold according to their desires. Someone with lasting intentions will not pressure you beyond your limits merely to reassure themselves. They will not use great promises to conceal a lack of responsibility in the present. Allow time to reveal character, because what is genuine does not fear examination. You do not need to create tests in order to measure someone's heart, but you do need to observe the consistency between words and actions. Love guided by me will not remove your ability to discern. It will make you even more discerning. I am working in quietness, because what is lasting does not need noise in order to prove that it exists. Relationships sustained only by attention often weaken when there is no audience. But deep love grows in private places. It is cultivated as two people learn to listen, keep their word, and respect one another's privacy. It becomes stronger through misunderstandings resolved with humility. Difficult days when neither person leaves, and the decision to value the peace of the relationship above the need to win every argument. When this appears, you will not feel compelled to announce it immediately to the entire world. Joy will feel complete even in silence, because you will not require outside eyes to confirm that what you possess is precious. My beloved child, trust that the years of waiting have not removed your opportunity to be loved. They are helping you approach this relationship with maturity that your former self did not possess. You have learned how to love without controlling, forgive while preserving boundaries, and give without exhausting yourself. The person being led toward you also has a journey of their own, things to release, and lessons to complete before they can stand beside you fully. Therefore, do not force the timing, and do not allow loneliness to make you choose something that merely resembles love. What I am preparing will not destabilize your peace. It will be built upon that peace. When it enters your life, you will not need to convince yourself that it is real. Because safety, respect, and sincerity within each action will gently tell you that the season of waiting was not meaningless. No one is permitted to enter your life without meaning, because every encounter I allow carries a purpose connected to your journey. Some people appear only to give you a lesson. Some come to help you recognize the boundaries that need to be established. Yet others are being led to walk beside you through a long season with sincerity and faithfulness. At first, you may not recognize their role because the most important things rarely arrive with a complete explanation. They often begin through an ordinary conversation, a peace that is difficult to name, or a natural understanding that does not require many words. When you look back, you will understand that the encounter was never accidental. It was part of an arrangement prepared before you even knew you needed such companionship. This person will not enter to take away the freedom, light, or worth you worked so hard to build. They will not treat your kindness as something to exploit, nor continually require you to sacrifice yourself in order to preserve closeness. They will know how to walk beside you without rushing ahead to control, falling behind so that you must drag them forward, or turning love into a struggle for power. They will recognize the strength beneath your gentleness. Understand the silences you are not yet ready to explain, and appreciate things few others ever noticed. Through the way they listen, respect, and remain present, you will see part of my love reflected back to you, quiet, steady, sincere, and strong enough to allow you to rest. Even now, while your eyes cannot yet see anything clearly, a gentle movement is taking place around your journey. It resembles a soft wind that does not push you, but quietly changes the direction of the sails so that you can leave former waters behind. I am not forcing you to move faster than you are capable of moving, nor am I pushing you into a connection while your heart still trembles. I am guiding you through steps that are sufficient, helping you recognize what must be released, what requires healing, and what can no longer be allowed to control your future choices. Some encounters are being delayed until both people possess enough clarity. Some doors are being held closed so that when they open, you no longer enter from a place of lack, but through maturity and self-respect. I know precisely when your heart can receive something beautiful without immediately doubting it. In the past, whenever someone drew near, you may have quickly wondered how long they would stay, when they would change, or whether their kindness concealed another purpose. Those questions did not arise because you were weak, but because you were wounded in places that should have brought safety. I do not condemn you for being cautious, yet I do not want old experiences to become a locked door against your future. Before bringing the right person, I am helping you distinguish healthy caution from fear that continually prepares for abandonment. Discernment allows you to observe peacefully, while fear causes you to reach conclusions before truth has had time to reveal itself. That moment is closer than you think, but you do not need to search for it impatiently. What is suitable will not require you to chase, become another person, or spend all your energy trying to gain attention. Continue living sincerely, caring for the places that need healing, and keeping your heart open to what I am doing. When this person appears, you will not need imagination to fill the gaps in their actions. Their care will be clear. Their words will agree with their choices, and their presence will not appear only when circumstances are convenient. You will still need time to know them, but the process will not become a long period of confusion that repeatedly causes you to question your worth. I saw the seasons when you gave so much that you nearly forgot you also needed support. You were the person who listened to everyone's stories while rarely being asked how you felt. You offered time, patience, and compassion to people who appeared only when they needed somewhere to lean. When you became weary, they did not know how to remain beside you, and sometimes even made you feel guilty for having needs of your own. There were moments when you wondered whether your kindness had been placed in the wrong hands, or whether sincerity itself made you vulnerable to harm. I want you to understand that the beauty within you was never wrong. It was simply entrusted to hands that did not know how to preserve it. Nothing you experienced was wasted. Being underestimated helped you recognize the value of respect. Broken promises taught you to observe consistency rather than being carried away by words. Relationships that exhausted you showed you that love should not require a person to lose peace in order to sustain it. I used every experience to make your heart both strong and tender. I did not allow pain to turn you into someone closed. But neither did I allow tenderness to cause you to accept every form of treatment. Now you are learning to love while preserving boundaries. Forgive without returning to former cycles. And remain generous without carrying responsibilities that never belong to you. The strength I am forming within you does not look cold. You can still possess compassion without being controlled by guilt. You can offer opportunities without ignoring signs that someone is not ready to live honestly. You can love deeply without making another person the only center of your life. This balance is preparing you for a love that does not come and go according to emotion, but knows how to remain through responsibility. This person will not require you to hide vulnerability in order to be respected, nor use what you share in trust as a weapon during disagreements. They will understand that being permitted to enter your deepest places is a privilege that must be protected. The connection approaching will not only bring beautiful emotions, but also help both of you mature within your purpose. This person will not be assigned to solve every difficulty for you, and you will not be required to rescue them from their entire past. You will walk together as mature people who accept responsibility for your own healing, choices, and reactions. When one becomes tired, the other may support without controlling. When differences arise, both of you will learn to communicate instead of punishing one another through silence. When mistakes occur, you will know how to accept responsibility, make repairs, and refuse to use forgiveness as permission to repeat what caused harm. This is how genuine love becomes stable, not because there are no challenges, but because every challenge is faced with respect and goodwill. My beloved child, do not allow what has passed to persuade you that everyone who comes later will treat you in the same way. You have changed. Your discernment has deepened, and your eyes have learned to recognize what truly matters. I am also preparing the other person through their own journey so that they know how to approach with honesty rather than hesitation, clarity rather than uncertainty, and the desire to build rather than simply seek pleasant feelings. When your paths meet, you will recognize the difference not only through emotion, but through the fruit it produces. You will become more peaceful, confident, honest, and no longer required to diminish yourself in order to remain. Continue moving forward with an open heart, protected by wisdom. Do not hastily name something when it has only begun, but neither turn away merely because sincere kindness feels unfamiliar. Allow time to reveal character, actions to confirm words, and peace to be strengthened through clarity. I, Michael, I am leading you away from connections that forced you to struggle merely to be seen and toward companionship where you are valued without begging. The seasons when you gave more than you received are not the final story. They were preparation so that you could recognize, receive, and preserve a steadfast love